Husband M37 not attracted to me F36, so I suggested to open the marriage. He's shocked. Husband M37 and I F36 have been together for 12 years. After my first child, I gained 20 pounds that I am having a hard time getting rid of. My old clothes fit, just a bit tighter. I also work from home, so I'm usually in a pair of joggers and an oversized t-shirt for most days, though fully groomed. I don't have much of a social life, my choice, and spend most of my time happily with my child and immediate family. My marriage has a lot of ups and downs. My husband claims to be depressed, smoking weed and cigarettes non-stop, watches a fair share of porn, nights out daily playing snooker with his friends. Overall pretty absent, while the bills get paid and we celebrate big occasions. We are very much in the roommate phase and have been there for a while. I take on the full-time role of raising our child and managing our household and my full-time job. He gave me a really hard time during postpartum and started sleeping permanently in a separate bedroom because I refused to sleep train my infant and would be up most nights rocking the baby. He was also very absent with his friends on most days while I struggled alone at home with my kid and no sleep. When I returned to work, it got even harder, but he still refused to do his part. A lot of resentment in my heart carried forward from this time, but I decided to forgive and move on. We have sex like 5 times a year and it always felt forced on my end because of low sex drive from breastfeeding and hormones. But now as my child is getting older, I try more. My husband mentioned I was gaining weight, 20 pounds over pre-pregnant body, and he blamed me for him not standing. He lives a very unhealthy lifestyle and has gained a significant amount of weight, does not exercise, lots of late night fast food, all day on his screens, can go through a cigarette pack on most days. In general, very unfit and unhealthy. Me on the other hand, I do have a sweet tooth here and there, but I am quite active and regularly on the move, whether it's a fast walk, a long bike ride or strength training. I am always moving and eating well, despite being a bit overweight, size 10 to size 12, with a slight mommy pouch. When my husband told me he wasn't attracted to me and I dress like a bum, it pierced something in me. I was really hurt, but I didn't show it. I said he's more than welcome to open the marriage if he wanted, and he looked like I slapped him. I mean, what do you want me to say? We both went on with our day, and later when I brought up the conversation and told him I found his comment insensitive, he shrugged and said, "What are you talking about?" acting as if nothing happened. Something really broke in me. I've been through hell with this marriage and this was the cherry on the top. I can't think of walking away because I don't want my daughter to be separated from her father. What would you do in my place? Why bother staying married to someone like this? Do you even like him? To me it sounds like you don't want this marriage at all. Just divorce. You wouldn't separate him from his daughter, you are just divorcing him. That doesn't count for his daughter. He doesn't want an open marriage. He wants you to feel bad about yourself, so you'll dance harder for his attention and put up with poor behavior, because how can any man want such an undesirable woman? In your place I'd leave. This man doesn't like you and you will not rest until he breaks you. To be honest, it sounds like you should have left this relationship a long time ago. Going to be blunt here, but couples therapy or leave him. Why you would open the marriage is beyond me. That's just crazy talking. Why on God's good earth would anyone stay in, whatever this is? Why are you willing to show your daughter a broken and empty marriage? That's a ton worse than being in 2 happy households. He sounds like a loser and a burden. Just divorce him. My husband, 38M, keeps making me, 30F, the butt of his jokes, and I'm tired of it. My husband, 38M, and I, 30F, have been together for almost 9 years, married for 5. We like to travel and most often we take road trips. What I've noticed is that when others are around, I become the butt of his every joke. I have bluntly told him to stop and that I don't like it, yet he doesn't stop. Does he not respect me, or do my words have no meaning to him? I remember we were on a road trip and somehow the conversation landed on my weight. Everyone, including my husband, continued to joke and laughing about it. I had enough guts to stand up for myself and told everyone to shut up, and they did. I'm currently on another road trip and the same thing is happening. Since yesterday, his jokes have been constant and I am the butt of all of them. Today at a restaurant, I was wondering why everyone got pickles while I didn't get any with my order. He said, "The waiter probably thought you already had enough food and didn't need more to eat." I told him that to make others laugh. He doesn't hesitate to make me the butt of his jokes. He said it's not that serious. I had already told him earlier today to stop with the jokes too. I'm still upset and not speaking to him. I don't know, he sounds like a bully to me, and you should be safe from that at home. Your husband values a laugh at your expense more than providing you with dignity and respect. Personally, I'd fly home and think seriously about my future. Right then and there in the middle of everything ask him, "Did you mean to say that out loud? Or, did you mean that to come out the way it sounded? Ever thought about returning the favor?" Hit him where it hurts, sweetie, and let's see how serious it really is. This isn't okay. Long term, if you want to stay with a guy like this, you need to go to counseling together to figure out why he's so okay with degrading you publicly. Short term, like on this trip, when he makes you the butt of a joke, look confused and say, I don't get it. Make him explain it, and then ask, why do you think that is funny? Don't give in and laugh along. But also, getting mad and losing it also gives him the attention he's looking for, and makes him feel justified, in that you're just no fun. Gray rock the heck out of him, but also make him explain exactly what he's doing to the group. Take of the fun out of it for him. My ex-wife did exactly this. So, I may be a tiny bit biased here, but fuck this behavior. In my opinion, it is narcissistic bullying asshole behavior. Now, in my experience, when I brought it up, she explained that her social anxiety and awkwardness made her deflect with humor in the closest direction, me. Not necessarily the same with your situation, but possible, and either way, it needs to stop. Do not in any way convince yourself that this is okay, and your feelings are not valid. He needs to acknowledge and stop this behavior. I 26 female and my boyfriend 24 male keep having this fight over and over. I 26F and my boyfriend 24M have been together for over 4 years. We have sex like 3 to 5 times a week. Yesterday we did it twice, and this morning I wasn't in the mood and he was rubbing all over me like he does when he wants to, so I told him I'm not in the mood and he said he wasn't trying to and just kept rubbing me. Well, like 2 minutes later he starts trying to poke at me and I roll over and tell him I still don't want to and to stop, and since then he's been throwing a fit saying we only have sex when I want to and when he wants to it's always a problem. Which isn't even true. I feel like an object and I just want some affection that doesn't lead to sex sometimes, and it's making me resent him as much as it's making him resent me. Before anyone says have you tried telling him, yes I have, and he's in like full shutdown mood and just left for a walk. The other day he for once actually just cuddled me until we fell asleep without trying to have sex, and I almost cried. It's been so long. Even then, if I wouldn't have pointed how bad I just wanted to cuddle and that he never touches me without it ending in sex, I know he was going to try. We have a sex life. If we had a dead bedroom I could see why he'd be so frustrated, but I don't understand this. It doesn't matter how many times I say yes, the first time I say no he loses his mind. How can I get him to stop feeling so rejected, and also how can I get him to realize the lack of non-sexual affection is making me hate the idea of having sex? Or that being told no isn't a big deal. We only have sex when I want to. Well yeah, that's how it works, or it's rape. You're a human flesh light to him to be available for sex on demand. Cool, that seems legit. Face with rolling eyes. 3-5 times a week and he can't take a no here or there. What a shit. Why are men like this? My ex-partner used to coerce me to give blowjobs and got mad when I'd no multiple times, but I usually did it when he asked. I said I told you number 3 times and gave in. That didn't make you think this is wrong? Immature ass men is what they are. Leave him. Break up. He sees you as a sperm receptacle who shouldn't have an opinion on wanting sex. He sounds like a keeper. Seriously, op, you can do better. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with a man-child who throws temper tantrums when he occasionally doesn't get to put his dick in something wet that belongs to you? He still has 2 hands, right? His behavior is a relationship killer. He need to grow the fuck up. You should dump this guy. He's trying to coerce and guilt you into sex. That's not a good guy. Partner, 33M, has issues with me, 30F, being sick, vulnerable. I, female 30, don't fully trust my fiancé. Male 33, support during pregnancy, childbirth. Hi, my partner and I are in our 30s. We've been together for almost 3 years, and during that time we bought a condo and recently a house. We both have stable lives and a good relationship in many ways, lots of humor and shared interests. I'm definitely attracted to my partner and think he's a good person. But here's the issue. He struggles when I'm sick or need help. He's very supportive in general, but in situations where I've actually needed assistance, like choking, needing help calling a medical hotline, going through an abortion, or other health-related things, he becomes cold, avoids the situation, or even pushes back. Like once questioning whether I really had a fever. I find this behavior really uncomfortable. I've communicated this to him. Now he wants to have children with me, and I've told him this is something that weighs heavily on me. I really want to have kids, but I have a fear of childbirth and I want to feel like he would fight for me, that he'd be fully present and attentive in such a major moment. I want to feel 100% supported. When I brought this up, he got furious and said, well then let's forget everything, sell the house. A very immature reaction. He also said, do you want me to talk baby talk to you too now? And, whatever I do, it's never good enough anyway. That reaction doesn't feel good at all. Of course, this is just my side of the story, and I'm not perfect. My partner has many great qualities, but I don't feel like this is one of them, And unfortunately, neither is the way he handles criticism. Is this who you really want to go through life and major events with? And say you have children, is he going to have this same attitude with them when they are sick or need him? You can't express your feelings and can't feel like you can rely on him. He has the right idea with the whole sell the house and forget everything talk. Leave and leave now. Yeah, it sounds like your fears are completely justified. Why would you want to willingly put yourself in a medically vulnerable position for someone who prioritizes himself when you need to be able to rely on him? He sounds unreliable. Someone like that sounds like he'd be an unreliable father too. Flushed girl, no one is strong all the time. You need a partner who can pick up when you are down with empathy and support. Childbirth in the first 2 years is no joke. If he can't deal with flu, then absolutely not childbirth and raising a child. The real work starts when baby is out. Lack of sleep, sick baby, sick adult, house chores, cooking, cleaning, etc. Nope. Just know, he's shown you exactly how he's going to behave when you're vulnerable, and how he'll behave when you try to talk to him about it. Now you can choose if you want to accept it or not, because you already have seen exactly what you're going to get. Don't have children with someone you can't rely on. Don't get married to someone who can't handle criticism and who won't be there for you. I hope you know that there is a shocking statistic of how many men leave their partners when the partners become very ill. Is this the person you want to share your life with?